Hi friends, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create an undated digital planner for the entire year. This planner will have a calendar page like this one, then it will have monthly pages, it then will also continue with weekly pages and then daily pages. They look like the following here, and every field here is clickable. So if you, for example, click on the first field of January, which is a Monday day, it will go to the page Monday, and then if you click on it again, it will go to its weekly page. And then from here you can also navigate to different days as well. Now this tutorial will be a very similar one to the Digital Planner 2024 tutorial, so it's a very similar one. The other thing we will do differently is I'll show you how you can make the dates invisible, and then also how you can insert date flags, which look like this one here, where you then can write in the numbers yourself. So this will be different from the last tutorial we posted. So first, open up a new private mode window in Firefox. You can do that here on the upper right corner. You should see the button New Private Mode. So make sure you have this one open in Firefox. And this is just to make sure that you're running the newest version, because we are releasing new updates and new fixes every day. Then once you are logged in, click on Create a New Planner. Okay, then you want to go to Layout, Digital Planner, and then show the layer. As of right now, we only have the landscape version, the horizontal one like you see here, but we are working on a vertical version, which is one page, which will be available within the next few days or weeks. So activate the Digital Planner layout, and then you can choose a new background. I will choose this one right here, and then you can also choose a new spine, either a ring spine or something that looks like this. I'll choose this one here. And then let's also bring in the outer padding. Let's make it smaller so we have more space for the tabs. And then we can work on the tabs and add a few. So I will be adding 7 tabs to the left side and 7 tabs to the right side. So I recommend adding tabs in the beginning when you're creating the planner, because while you're working on creating pages, you can also automatically link the tabs and pages for you while you're working. So best is always to set up your tabs in the beginning when you start your planner. So basically on page 1. Here I have calendar Jan till June, and then on the right side let's add another 7 tabs as well. And here it continues with July, August, September, October, November, December, and then the last one, I'll just call it index like this. Then next we'll have to check about the auto linking. So as you see here, right now it says detect month and no month found for all the tabs, and that is because we don't have any pages yet. Once you create a January calendar, it will automatically detect it and link it to the January calendar. Now, in order for the auto linking to work, it will have to know if the tab you have created is a monthly tab or if it's just a different kind of tab. If it's a monthly tab, then make sure you have it set to detect month. However, if it's a word like calendar, index, notes, lists, finances, health or appointments or anything else, you have to set it to detect a text like this. That's the only thing you need to make sure when you're working on your tabs. So for the left side, all the tabs are to detect months. Then the first calendar tab is detect text. And for the right side, just the index tab would need to be set to detect a text like this. This is how your tabs should look like on the left side and then on the right side. And then something else to note is that whenever you have a tab that should be linked to a calendar page, it's important that you also name your page here correctly. Like this page, the very first page is meant to be the index page. And in order for it to detect where the index page is, I will have to give it the exact same name here on the left side. So here now I have named it index. And then you will see that now it is linked to current page, which is the index page. If I now change the name to or if I now add some letters to the end like this, it will not detect the page anymore. No page has been found with this tab. So let's set it back to index just like this, and it will be detected. This, however, does not apply to any monthly tabs. The monthly tabs, it will automatically detect it in the planner when it finds a calendar. So this just applies to the index and to the calendar page. Now, before we move on, let me quickly adjust the divider width. We can make them bigger and also make the corners less rounded. The right side, set it to 2, that looks fine. And I will also change the font. On the regular, I'll choose the Sheffield font, which is this font right here. And we'll also set the font to 13 points like this. Then next we can work on the index page. Let's go to Template, Starter, and then let's see under Starter Digital Planner, there should be some index pages we can use, and I would like to use this one right here, which looks like this. So I can click on Skeleton. Maybe I can also click on Style. I'm not sure if it will take over the pattern, but it did. So if you want the pattern, you can also click on Style and we'll take it over here. It will also take over the fonts from this template here, which also is the Sheffield font. If you want to change the font here of this planner, you can go to Text, H3, and then here you can choose a new font. But I will again choose the Sheffield font. Then I also quickly wanted to show you the pattern type. This is a new type of pattern. Here, this pattern style is called Soft Arch Top. And then we have other types of pattern styles you can apply. So we have added a bunch of few kinds of patterns, and they're great for creating covers or index pages like here. But I'll go back to the arch one. It's right here. Okay, and then very quickly, let's go to Sticker widget, and I will just add just a simple header here, call it Undated Planner, and I'll choose a new font. Up here, you can click on this AA icon, and then you can choose a new font for it. I'll go with the Lunestone font, and then increase the font size like this. And then here is something else you can do. You can insert the line vector, can make here a line, make it thicker, and then you can copy and duplicate this line, add it below it, duplicate it again, add it below it, and you can now add a new text. Place it here inside, and here you can type in year. So this could be a space where you or your customer can type in the year of the planner, because it's an undated planner which can be used at any month or any year. And then let's copy and paste it. And down here we can maybe type in belongs to, just like this. Okay, and this would be the completed index page. Later on, once we have created the entire planner, I'll come back here and then I will show you how we can make these buttons here clickable. So here is the index page. Then we can click on duplicate page down here below. Right here, click on duplicate. And next we will do a calendar page. If you want to make a calendar page, then follow along. If you want to skip the calendar page, then just skip by a few minutes. But now I'll show you how we can create a calendar. First, maybe remove all the stickers. We don't need those, just so they are not in the way. And then we can go to Planner, Template, Starter. And now let's look for yearly, like this, the year planner. And then we can insert a calendar. So you can maybe have something like this, or maybe something like this. Maybe let's also change the pattern. I'll keep the pattern, but I will change it to maybe a header type, just like this maybe. And then let's also quickly change the font. Under H2, text H2, here you can change the font. I will choose the same Sheffield font like this. And then for the styling, I will go to Style, Minimal, and select this classic style here. And I also want to make the line color, the main line color here, I want it to be black. I can also type in here black, just like this. And then for the line, I want it to be a light gray, like this. And there we go. So this calendar is now dated, but we want to create an undated calendar. What we can do is, instead of inserting the undated calendar, we want to actually set the colors of the numbers to white. And that is because linking the planners with an undated widget doesn't work. So we will need to have a dated calendar in order to link it to the correct page. So for creating undated planners, I recommend you to always use dated calendars, dated weeklies, and so on, but later on change the colors of the numbers to white so it looks like it's undated. So click on January, and then in the settings, you can go here. It's under the day start menu right here. And then there are two colors. So there is a previous next day color and this month's day color. And we have just added the menu, so it might look a bit messy, the menu here, but you want to click on the color, or actually you can just click here on the field and you can type in white like this. And this will make the day color white. And you also want to make the rest of the numbers which belong to the next month, you want to make them white as well. So type up here, you want to type in white as well, just like this. Okay, so the numbers are still here, but they just aren't visible. And you want to repeat this step for every month. What you can do is you can close up the menus here. When you click on hide, you can close the menus. So you don't have to scroll down too far. And then here you can type in white and copy this text and then just paste it into the other fields. And then repeat this step for every month. And you basically will need to do this with the monthly pages as well. So in the next step, we are going to create a monthly planner on 2 pages. And then we will also make the numbers white like we are doing right now. So let me quickly fast forward here. Now we're almost completed. I just saw here that there is still 2024. Under header, we can remove the text in the end, just like this. So just remove 2024 because you or your customer might use this planner in 2025 or 2026. Make sure the year is removed just like this. And now we can move on to the next page. Before we move on, let's give this page here a name, the exact same name like here on the tab. So this page should be linked to calendar. So let's name this page calendar, and you should see here it has now detected this page. Next, let's click on duplicate page, this button right here. Now we're on page 3. Now let's go to template, starter, and then monthly right here. And now we can insert a monthly calendar. So choose any calendar you like. Make sure it's one that has dates. Do not choose anything that has no dates. Make sure you choose maybe something like this. And also do not add any additional calendars in here, else it will not be able to detect to which tab this page belongs. So just keep it with just one calendar, which is January in this case. And then now you can click here on the ... button, and you can tell it to duplicate it 11 times. You can type in the number right here below, and you can click on start duplicate and change date. As you see now, this will add you new pages, plus it will also change the months and the dates for you. Then once this is completed, we will make the numbers white, just like we did before in the calendars. Okay, now we are in December. Let's select it, and then here under day start, let's make the numbers white, white and white, just like that. On the other side as well, white and white. And now let's apply this change to all the other monthly pages. You can click here on apply this page to, it's this button up here. And then now you can select all the calendars you want to apply this new change to. So you can click on select all and then deselect the index and the calendar. Okay, and the rest are all the monthly pages. Then you can click on skeleton and style. And now it should apply to all the other pages. You don't see the numbers here anymore, but if you click on the calendar and you check in the settings, you should see the correct year and month it was previously. Then also here, I would recommend you to remove the year, just like this. June. So go through all the 12 pages and make sure you remove the 2024 text in the end. Okay, I now have removed the 2024 text for all the monthly calendars, and now we can move on to the weeklies. If you want your Undated Planner to have weekly pages, you can follow along, or else just skip this step and go straight to the daily pages. So now I am on page 14, which is the December calendar, and now I'll click on duplicate page. And here I'll go back to template, starter, and then the weekly dated. Make sure it's a dated planner you're selecting now. And I will be using this planner right here for this tutorial. This one right here, and then just click on skeleton like this, and there we go. Now we don't need this calendar here. I recommend you to have no calendars on your weekly planners. If it's an undated one, you can click here on edit layout, click on it and remove it like this, and you can extend this one like this. Maybe we can have a pattern here, but maybe I will apply the pattern in a different way. Maybe something like this would be interesting, but we would need to bring in the sides. So maybe we can click here under edit layout, have this button here set to on, and insert a column here, and then make it smaller like this. Then insert a new row below here, and then set it like this. Do the same up here. I'm not sure if this will look nice, but let's give it a try. This is how it looks like. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Let's add a row up here. And then let's add one down here. And this is just to get some space from the sides without having to adjust any paddings or margins. And we can also add here a few boxes to the layout, and there we go. Maybe under layout we can also make the inner padding smaller, like this. So this step here was optional. You don't have to do the exact same here, but I just thought maybe it would be nice if we can try something new together. So this is the weekly page. Then the last step is to set all the dates to start in January 1st. So you can, if edit layout is set to on, set it now to off. Then you can select the date flag, and this menu should show up, where you will have to set it to start in January 1st, like this. Copy it, paste it to the other side, like this, paste. Okay. Now this second one will be January 2nd, 3rd, 4th. then 5th and 6th and 7th. And then next, change it to show no dates, but just to show maybe the day. So here is one which looks like this, which is just an M or a Monday like this. So I'll be choosing this one right here. And then you can do the same for all the other flags. Just click on them and then choose a new date flag that has no date, but just a day, because we don't want to have any dates in our planner. However, it is important that you have set them to start in January. So I would recommend you to click on them again and then see here if it is set to January 1st, that Tuesday should be 2nd, and it should continue just like this. This is a very important step. Also make sure there are no calendars in your planner, no data calendars, no monthly calendars. Once you have this completed, we can now duplicate this 52 times for the entire year. So click on this ... button, and a year has 52 weeks. Type it in. You can set it to around 1.8 or 1 second. If you have a pattern, I recommend maybe setting it to 1.2 or 1.4. It also depends on your computer. If it is slower, if you have a slower computer, set it to around 2 seconds. If you have a fast computer, you can just go with 1 second and you should be fine. So let's duplicate it and let's give it some time. Okay, it now has completed. Now we are on page 67. Here you see it's the week of December 30 to January 5th. And if we now click here on the Monday tab, on the Monday date flag, it should be in December 30th and then December 31st. So you see that even though the dates are not showing, the date flags are correct, are the correct date. And that is important because at the end we want to be able to click, for example, anywhere here on the planner and then redirect it to the correct page. So you or your customer can write in the dates themselves, and then whenever they click on that date, it will redirect to the correct corresponding weekly or daily page. You can now go to duplicate page, go back to template, and now open up the daily dated templates. And now adding a daily planner, and I will be adding this one right here. It's this one right here. It looks like the following. There is a schedule, task, and journaling section. So I'll be adding this one. And then I also want to remove the pattern because having pattern for 300 plus pages might be a lot. So I'll be removing the pattern now, clicking on none. Then next, let's correct a few things here. For some odd reason, the B for breakfast is missing. This is supposed to be a meal planner. So let's click on this field here and then type in B for breakfast. Oops. Let's align it to the left side in the middle like this. And then, as mentioned, do not have any calendars in an undated planner, so please remove them. You can click on Edit Layout Set to On, so you can remove them like this. And then next, we will need to work on the date flag. So we don't want to have any dates showing. And what we can do is click on Off, Edit Layout Off, and then you can click on the date flag. And here you can choose one that has no dates at all. One trick would be to set the text color to white, so that will technically remove it as well. But I think maybe choosing something like this is better. And we can also make this one smaller. So if we go here to size, we can make the height of the date flag smaller. Let me quickly add a background color, an inside color, so you can see better. Now there is now an inside color applied. And under height, you can make it bigger or smaller, like you see here. You can also have a border around it, like this. This is how it would look like. If you want to have it in the middle up here, what you technically can do is click on Edit Layout and add a new section up here. Okay, so you see this calendar, but we will replace it with this date flag. Just like this, and now you can take the date flag and swap it with the calendar. So click on the date flag and drag it up here. You won't see any animation happening, but this is what you can do. Then you can make this section up here smaller. Oops, just maybe like this. And as mentioned, no calendars selected. Move this one up like this. And let's click to show a header. And let's remove the text in here. If you want, you can make your date flag wider under size. You can make the width bigger, maybe 1.7 inches. And then the font, if you want, you can make it, set it maybe to around 15 or 16. If you don't want the gray color in here, under size, there is something called inside color. So let's set it to white. If you want, you can have corners like this. And this is how it should look like. Now, very important here, let me quickly reselect the date flag, one with dates, just so you can see. Very important here is that you now set this to be in the beginning of January 1st. So this is an important step. Make sure it is set to 1st Monday, January 2024. And now you can set it back to be a date flag like this one here we had before. Okay, for this daily planner, the very first daily planner, make sure that it's beginning on January 1st. Once you have this one set and you're happy with how the daily planner looks like, you can now click on the ... button and you can tell it to create pages for 365 days. Now I'll set this one to be 0.5 seconds to create the pages faster because I don't have any patterns here and it's not too much of a complicated planner. If you have a more complicated planner, maybe select 1 second, 0.8 seconds. But for me, 0.5 should be fine. Now I will click to start duplicating and I'll be right back. It now has completed all the daily pages. Let's click on close here. Okay, this is how it looks like. The very last page is page 433. If we now click on the date flag, it should be December 31st. Okay, so this is correct, December 31st. All right, now we can go to Save Export, and next let's click to sync all pages before export. So here it says, for a flawless PDF, sync all pages first. This prevents any missing pages or links. I highly recommend you to click this button and sync your planner before you export. If you have a slower computer, have it maybe set to normal or slow syncing. If you have a fast computer, you can also click on fast syncing, but it also depends on how complicated your planner is. If your planner has many patterns, like this planner here, it has patterns in the weeklies and monthlies, you can maybe click on normal syncing. But if your planner only has plain pages, no patterns at all, then you should also be able to click on fast syncing. So depends on your computer. If you don't have any performance issues, just click on normal or fast, or else if you have a slow internet connection or it's running slow, then also click on slow or normal syncing. I will actually choose a custom time for this one. I'll be choosing to sync it at around 0.8 seconds per page. So let's quickly sync it, then adjust the index page, and then it's ready to be exported. Okay, it now has finished syncing the planner. Let's go to Digital, select this menu, and then click on Batch Generate PDF. Okay, it has finished generating the PDF file. Let's click on download PDF. This is how it looks like. That's the index page. Let's check out January and see if all the tabs here open up the monthly pages. And then when you, for example, click on January, the very first day here, which is a Monday, it should go to a Monday page. And this would be on page 68 up here. If you check out up here, I can't zoom in here, but I hope you can see it. I'm currently on page 68. If we go back to January and we click on the field next to it, it should go to 69. Okay, it goes to 69. And then it should go to 70, page 70, which is correct. And if we now click on the Wednesday flag, it should go to its weekly page right here. If we now, for example, click on Friday, it should also go to Friday. So everything is linked correctly. I recommend you to maybe download the planner and then import it into GoodNotes and maybe try to write in the dates yourself, maybe for January 2025. Maybe write in the dates yourself, try to date it for a month, and if everything looks fine, then you can be sure to 99% that the rest is correct as well. Now, one last thing is the index page. I haven't showed you how you can link the index page yet. So in order to make these fields or buttons here clickable, you will need to drag a text on top of them. So you can go to sticker mode up here, and then you want to drag a text on top of it, and you want to frame the size of the text just to fit the space you want to make clickable. So I have sized it just as big as this field here. This is the text. Then here in the right settings, I can remove the text, and up here on the right side, I can tell it to link to January. And then I will add a new text. Place it here to the next field, which is the February button or February field. Remove the text. And then under link to pages, I will set it to link to February. And then basically repeat this for every single button. Then whenever you click on them, they will then redirect to that correct page. And this is how you would make your index page clickable. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Feel free to always message on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!